do you find the courage and the bravery to tell a new story and to go into a different place with this character for your film?
I think it was mostly fear was my overriding emotion, because it's such a fabulous movie and an incredible performance, and it's got these great enduring songs and imagery that I think have just lasted extraordinarily well. For me, I wanted to make a film that was like a companion piece to that movie, so we weren't trying to sort of reinvent the wheel. It's very much not a remake. The sort of guiding light of it was, what would that team have done had they been tasked with sort of making a young Willy Wonka? So it's sort of set 25 years before the events which we took as set in the movie in 1971. So it's sort of late 1940s. It's a younger character, but we're lucky enough to be able to use some of the materials like Pure Imagination, the Oompa Loompa song, and the look of their Oompa Loompa, and sort of try and sit alongside it as best we could. We were really trying to channel the spirit of Frank Capra, probably, and that sort of sense of community and what a good soul can do in a corrupt world.
Any Capra films in particular?
Well, It's a Wonderful Life is the great Christmas movie, but for me, my favourite one of his is Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I just think it's so touching. I can never get through it without weeping. The sense of sort of, this little plucky band of outsiders against the great big corrupt Washington machine is incredibly effective.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of Fred Astaire in there, because I love Fred Astaire and I've been watching his movies, and because our film we've tried to sort of work back from 71, and it sort of if you take 25 years off that, you sort of get to the late 1940s, and that is coincidentally the sort of golden age of the Hollywood musical. And so there's a sort of ease to Fred Astaire, and there's a lovely way in which he sort of eases into numbers. I mean, Royal Wedding you'd be hard not to reference, and where he sort of dances on the roof of the cabin, and I love that sense of sort of turning gravity off. The challenge for a family film is to find themes and ideas that can speak to everyone. I sort of always find it slightly exhausting when I take my daughter to a film and feel it's very much made for her, but there's nothing for me. So I think for a family film, you're trying to find a kind of an emotional bedrock that can be pretty universal, or certainly universal across the generations. Mm-hmm. For Wonka, it was very much about going into an environment where you think it's going to be plain sailing, and Willy arrives in this town and he thinks if you've talent and work hard, everything's going to fall into place. And it's the sort of thing that we tell children as they go to school for the first time, or they go to a new place, like, do your best and everything's going to be fine. But of course, it's not always that straightforward, and that's what you are really looking for in a family film, is something which strikes a chord with everyone, and everyone who's been to school and things haven't worked out, or someone's been to a new job or a new environment, moved to a new place and gone, actually, it's a little bit tricky. There's something there that they can relate to. And there's this great line in Pure Imagination, which was more or less written above my desk, which was, want to change the world, there's nothing to it. And it's such a great line, just this throwaway few syllables in a song. And to me, that really spoke to what Willy Wonka does. If the world's not right, he isn't going to put up with it, and he's going to try and fix it. And that seemed to me completely inspirational and could work as a message for anyone.
What's the last film that you did watch with your daughter that really struck a chord for both of you?
Well, for some reason, when I'm with her, I can't get through anything without weeping. But we watch a lot of Studio Ghibli, and she's obsessed with Totoro, and why not? She's got excellent taste already.
She really has.